Guys, this is Kenzo Extra Hot Forex. It's Saturday, so I just thought that I had to go through, because yesterday I created part 1 of how to master NASDAQ 100. So what I'm gonna do here, this is part 2, so I'm going to show you the steps that you should follow to master NASDAQ. So remember, this is like a raw video, so I'm not going to edit anything, because actually it's just a favor given to my people out there. So just hit that subscribe, like and share. As I told you, that this is it's a raw video, so I don't edit anything. I just record, then I put it out there. But the information is very accurate, guys, and it's exactly what I do every day. So as this is a part 2, what you should do is, or let me show you something that you should know about NASDAQ 100. So here we have, I just used like a monthly time frame. You can see it's a monthly time frame. So I just want to show you how this thing move. You can see, let me start from 2008. You can see the market is going up, you see. So it means that the market is actually doing something like this. You can see this is a trend, guys. You can see the market is going up. So it means if maybe you bought somewhere here, you were still going to be in profit, and the market never came around that area. Even if you bought here, the market never came around this point. Even here, the market never came around there. It means if you get NASDAQ on the lowest low, there's possibility that NASDAQ will never come around that area. Let's say maybe, I don't know where I can say now it's a lower low, but if maybe you get some NASDAQ around these areas, maybe NASDAQ will never come around that area. Why? Because we have an evidence from like 2008 or even 2006 until now. I think maybe it's more than 10 years. You can see that it's actually going up. But you know, if maybe you have this in your brain and you know that, okay, NASDAQ is actually going up, even your strategy will improve, because when you place a sell, you will think twice. Okay, if it's a sell, what if the market comes back and push up? You see. So another trick, or let me not say a trick, but another thing that you should know is, when NASDAQ drops, you should know that there's a moment, there is within few minutes or a few hours, the NASDAQ will come and recover from that area, you see. And you can see here, every sell-off was recovered, you see, but the bullish momentum never recovered. You can see when the market goes higher like this, or let's say from this area, from 2008, there is no sell-off that came around this area. It means we can say every sell-off, it can be recovered, something like this. Why? Because it's a uptrend, but we don't have a where maybe a sell-off was recovered again. Sorry, a bullish momentum was recovered, like maybe when the market goes up like this. We never had that straight sell-off where the market will come again and retest around that bullish momentum where the bullish started. So it means actually this is a bullish market. The market is always pushing up. You can see the market is always pushing up. So don't get fooled by these numbers here. They will always increase, and the more we stay around these zones, the more the market will start to make this thing, this area, a very normal to us. Because if you check on a monthly time frame, it will seems like maybe NASDAQ will sell off. No, it's not like something like that. As long as we stay around these zones, maybe for a few weeks, it means now we're getting used to that area. Then the market can play around there, then push up. So, but on a bigger time frame, we will see something like this, which it seems to be crazy. But when you go to a bit smaller time frame, everything seems okay, you see. So let's go to a bit smaller time frame. Maybe let's start with a daily. On a daily, you can see things are getting much better. It's no longer crazy like that, but slowly the market is still pushing up. Let me just do that maybe with this line here. You will see that the market is actually pushing up. You can see this is a trend line. That is a trend line, and it's an uptrend. You can see the market is playing above this line. It means before you do any analysis, you should know that, okay, the market is actually going up. So whatever that you check, whether maybe you're going to sell, but know that the market is actually on an uptrend, whether you sell or you buy, but you should know that, because some people, they also sell. So there's no problem with that. But if you know that, okay, it's like 80%, like 70% of the time the market will go up, but 40% of the time maybe we're going to have those small sell-off, but 60% of the time the market will just push higher. So let's go to a bit smaller time frame and see what we can get from this point. So remember, this is part 2, right? I no longer remember what I've covered yesterday, but I think maybe I've managed to cover enough information. So when we see something like this, remember we're going to have a nice bullish. When we have a sell-off, remember we're going to have a bullish. So not only this sell-off, big sell-off, even if it's a small one, remember we're going to have another bullish momentum. So from these areas, let me show you something again. So you should know that every time when we have a sell-off, we're going to have a buy opportunity. And sometimes this is not like a strategy, but most of the time when NASDAQ, let's say we have moved like this, when we have a sell-off like that, we know sooner enough we're going to buy. When we have sell-off, we know we're going to buy, something like this. So around this point, we know that, let me use different one. Around these areas, it's where we know that we're going to buy. Sometimes we get tricked and we buy around these areas. We can make small profit, but if you hold, you can still, that sell-off can still get on your positions. But since we have like a confirmation that this is a bullish market, maybe if your account is enough, the market can come and recover whatever that maybe you were in negative with, you see. So it's much better to know what you are playing with, regardless of the strategy that you're using. Even if you know, okay, I'm using like trend line and support and resistance, but you should know that, okay, I'm just waiting for the market sometimes to reach around this level, then I'm going to buy that thing, you see. Even if maybe you go into negative, you're not going to panic, because you know that the overall picture here, it's going to be a buy. I'm not saying we are 100% sure that we're going to have a buy now and then, but we know that most of the time NASDAQ is going to buy. And we saw that from, I showed you the evidence since 2016, or since it started, NASDAQ was just going up. So let me go to a bit smaller. I'm not going to do the analysis part here. I'm going to show you, if you want the analysis part, I'm going to do it on the another video. The parts that I'm going to show you, maybe part 3 or part 4, or still check my daily analysis. I think you can still learn so many things from there. So my point here today is, you should know that NASDAQ will always recover whatever sell-off that we get. You can see here we had a sell-off, then we have another bullish to cover that. We had a sell-off, or let me say around this zone, we have this, another sell-off, we had this, and another one came again around that area again. You see that it means if we had this higher high, the market will come back again around those areas, and most of the time the market will respect that area. You can see here in this area, the market respected that area. several times, obviously this is it's our resistant. And even if maybe we try to draw something like this, it will still make sense, because NASDAQ likes to come around previous highs or previous lows. So you should know something like that before you even trade NASDAQ. Because if maybe you trade NASDAQ like you trade in currency pairs, you're still going to make money, but it's better to know other things that the market will just recover. It doesn't really respect much. Let me say, yeah, okay, I think this way is much better. NASDAQ doesn't really respect the downtrend part. If the market is just going down, it can break any resistance and push higher without respecting anything. So we should know that it's only respecting the uptrend. Why? That's because I'm calling this a bullish market. So you should know that, okay, the bearish part is not respected here. We only going up. You see, I hope maybe you understand that. So if you need the analysis part, I'm still going to show you how we do that. So I'm going to do like small analysis here, something that you can understand maybe. I'm just doing things very small, part by part, small parts, so that you understand this quicker. So I'm on an 1 hour time frame. So let's say we are here. You're using 1 hour time frame. You're using trend line like me, maybe. Let's say what you're going to do. You're going to do something like this. Remember, what I do is I use double lines because I call these things zones. Zones means here it's an area where the market will respect that area. Not only this line, but the market will just play around this line. It means you can still buy from here. The market can still reject, but you are still in the trade because you know that this is a zone. The market will just come back after. This sometimes doesn't happen always, but most of the time, like 70% of the time, the market will come and if maybe you bought somewhere here, the market will bounce back, respecting this support, going up again. So it means like today I'm talking about the bullish market of NASDAQ. The market will come back and recover. So the best thing that you can do, if maybe you are smart enough, you will not risk much on NASDAQ. Why? Because you know that you will always be right most of the time when you buy. So if you have a small account, you just risk, even if maybe it's a bigger account, you just put small lot size, leave it like that. Sometimes I don't even place stop loss. I'm not saying people they should not place stop loss. So I don't place stop loss sometimes because I know that even if maybe I bought somewhere here, then we have this sell off, I will just leave it like that. Then I know that most of the time, like 60% or 70% of the time, the market will come in my favor. Those things you should know. Is not like part of the analysis, it's just part of the experience that you need to have on the market like this. Just because sometimes the market will just try to scare you, then you just close with a bigger loss here, then a few seconds where you closed, the market just come back and move like higher again, you see. So things like this do happen. So when you already drawn your support line like this, it's a zone, remember that. So it means we can see, I don't really like to draw the above one, because if maybe we are going like we say in the market it's a bullish momentum, we mean that the market is actually heading up, it's going up, even if sometimes we have like small sell-offs, but we know that the market will eventually push up. So let's draw another trend line. We can see here we had something like this, which I call it a zone. It's just a resistance here where the market was just respecting this area. But remember, NASDAQ will not respect this thing for longer. It will just break that area. So when you have something like this in your head, it's where you already know, okay, around this zone, it means I'm going to have entries. Sometimes the market won't reach there. What you do is sometimes you just go along with the trend. We know that the market when you are here, you don't know that the market will come around this here. It means you can just follow that small trend. Let's say if you are here, you can throw something like this. You see, it means you're going to get the trades here and here. 1, 2. Why? Because this is an uptrend. You see, when you have a breakout, you can just leave it like that. Maybe here, for those who sell, they were going to sell because maybe it will make sense with this, but not here. Maybe on that, let me show you. You can see we had the first one, third one, so the second one. The third one, maybe we're going to take that sell opportunity, maybe even here. But here again, you were going to be in a trade again. You see here, you're in a trade. But what you're going to do is to follow that small uptrend again. When we have something like this, we draw lines like this and follow up with that. Why? Because we want to place, we are a day trader. It means we can like have 2 to 3 signals per day for only NASDAQ. What we're going to do here is, if you got the trend, your position around here, the market is going to push. Maybe let's say you get out, then if the market comes back, maybe this one you did not see, but when the market comes here for the third time, you're going to take it. Here again, you're going to take it. Another here, you're going to take it. Then we had a breakout here. You see why we are very we are flexible when we take this buy, because they are on an uptrend. Actually, it's an inner trend line, but we know that we still have this. When the market drops again, I expect to get the market. This is a strongest one. It's actually it's an outer support. This is an outer resistance. This one, that the inner trend line, which we going to place more. Actually, we can just call that scaling up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's where you're going to get the market. We just follow up with that trend for that day or for those 2 days. Then we eat from there. Then we had a breakout. We leave that. When the market reaches here, we just repeat the same thing. You see. So you can see here the market came again, even here. If I extend this, you will see you are going to still eat around this area, even here. So actually, if you look for only buys, you're going to eat. I'm not saying look for only buys. I'm talking about my experience when I look for only buys, you see. So let's see if maybe I can get another analysis for you. This is not a strategy. I'm just telling you what to do. If you want to make money in this thing, you should know these things. You can know the analysis part, but if you don't have that experience, you're still going to have problems. So let's see. Here I told you, when the market sell off, we expect to buy. When we have another sell off, we expect to buy. But you should know about the wicks. These tails, you should know about those ones. When we sell off, we expect to buy. But sometimes when we buy, we don't expect that strong sell-off. It's something like here. We bought here, but the market never came here again. The market just shot up. That's how NASDAQ plays, you see. So I don't want to make this video very long. I just want you to catch small bit by bit, sorry. Maybe tomorrow I can create another clip, maybe part 3, where I'm going to show you where to enter the entries, what you should look at, something like that. Maybe that will also help. Guys, please don't forget to subscribe. Hit that subscribe or smash that subscribe button, like and share the video. If you want to be in the group, please WhatsApp me. Check my description, you will find my contacts there. Then maybe you can be my student. I can teach you how to do things, and it's only $50, and US30 and NASDAQ is only $15, but VIP is $50 because you get everything, the currency pairs, gold, so many things in there. It's only $50. So thank you for watching, guys. This is Kenzo Extra Hot Forex. Bye.